I nearly spent $600 on a nugget ice machine. The shopping cart was ready. The unit was sitting in a warehouse one state away. My hand hovered over the payment button. Then I checked the warranty details. 1 year of coverage on a $600 appliance built only to make ice my freezer already produced at no cost. I shut the computer and started digging into the rest of the market. Now there are 4 polished kitchen gadgets I will never bring home. And there are 6 older machines, quieter and simpler, that will still be working when my grandchildren learn to cook. First came the Nugget Ice Maker. The machine I almost ordered was the GE Profile Opal 2.0. Retail price, $600. The same model now appears on clearance around $400. The newer Ultra version still sits beside it at full price. Internally, both rely on the exact same mechanical setup. A compact compressor, a chilled plate, an auger scraping frozen ice from the surface, a water pump, a drain pump, a water sensor, a basket sensor, then a PCB coordinating every component. 6 separate systems plus an electronic control board packed into a shell smaller than a coffee machine. Real lifespan inside normal homes averages 18 to 24 months. Compressors fail. Augers seize. Mineral buildup hardens inside the tubing. Pumps destroy their impellers. PCBs burn out and the entire machine dies. GE. Appliances belongs to Haier in China. Haier purchased GE appliances in 2016 for around $5.5 billion. The Frigidaire EFIC 237 sits on the same shelf with the same weaknesses. Frigidaire belongs to Electrolux, the Swedish corporation that acquired the Frigidaire brand in 1986. The replacement is simple. A $2 ice tray. Your freezer handles the rest. If chewable drive-through style ice matters that much, a $15 hand-operated ice crusher mounted to a cabinet creates the same result. The crank handle is the only moving piece. Next came the subscription-powered Smart Oven. The Tavala Smart Oven Pro sells for about $350. Discounts can drop it to $120, sometimes even $69, but only with a 6-week food subscription charging $9.99 per meal. 4 meals every week equals $40 weekly. 6 weeks adds another $240 beyond the oven itself. The Tavala scans a barcode printed on Tavala meal packaging and executes a programmed cooking cycle. A PCB plus a barcode scanner now lock the customer into a subscription structure the kitchen appliance world never used before. Then came the warning story. June launched in 2013 from a Silicon Valley team. Their countertop oven carried an internal camera, machine vision software, and a Wi-Fi recipe platform. Retail cost reached $1,500. Weber from Palatine acquired June during January 2021 for $142 million. By 2023, Weber became private again. During 2024 at CES, Weber confirmed June was finished. Anyone still holding a $1,500 June oven now owns a paperweight counting down to failure. The alternative costs $60. The Hamilton Beach 6-slice convection toaster oven with manual dials from the Warehouse Club. Expected lifespan, 15 to 20 years. Then came the Wi-Fi drip coffee maker. The Cafe Specialty drip coffee maker sells for $200 with a glass carafe. The thermal version reaches $300. Cafe belongs to GE Appliances. GE Appliances belongs to Haier. The same parent company selling the clearance Nugget Ice machine is also selling a wireless coffee pot. That extra $120 above a normal drip brewer pays for Wi-Fi hardware. The cafe connects through an app named Smart HQ. Schedule brewing cycles. Start coffee from another room. Change brew strength remotely. Use Alexa or Google voice commands. The advertising slogan calls it Voice to Brew. A coffee maker does not require voice control. The engineering problem was already solved in 1972 when Mr. Coffee released the first automatic home drip brewer. Inside the Cafe Specialty drip, the PCB running Wi-Fi, and the touchscreen sit directly above the heating coil. Every brewing cycle pushes hot air across the electronics. Screens freeze by year 2. Wi-Fi stops working by year 3 once GE sunsets Smart HQ support. When the Smart platform disappears, the Smart functions vanish with it. The replacement option is the Bonavita 8 cup drip. Price around $150, certified by the Specialty Coffee Association. Brewing temperature reaches 201 degrees Fahrenheit and stays there throughout the cycle. 1 button. Glass or stainless thermal carafe. No app, no cloud service. Lifespan around 10 to 15 years. Then came the touchscreen toaster. Revolution Cooking sells a 2-slice toaster using a full-color 7-inch touchscreen. The R180 Connect and its Plus version range between $350 and $400. Marketing calls it the first connected toaster in the world. Charles Streit from Stillwater patented the pop-up mechanism, spring-loaded bread carrier, and thermostat shutoff system in 1921. The difficult engineering work had already been completed more than a century ago. What the Revolution toaster adds is a Wi-Fi touchscreen displaying time, date, weather information, and internet widgets. Another internet appliance. The failure pattern repeats itself. Ice machine, coffee pot, smart oven, toaster. The PCB sits only inches above a 400-watt heating coil. Hot air crosses the board during every cycle. Electronics fail between year 2 and year 4. Meanwhile, the mechanical lever toaster from 1965, still sitting in your aunt's kitchen, continues making toast every morning. The replacement is a basic mechanical 2-slice toaster from the same aisle. $20. Browning dial, lever, heating wires, spring switch. Around 25 years of use. All 4 products follow the same blueprint. Nugget ice maker. Subscription oven. Wi-Fi coffee brewer. Touchscreen toaster. A touchscreen replaces a knob. A Wi-Fi chip replaces a switch. A barcode scanner replaces simplicity. A PCB sits inches away from heat coils or compressors. Then the cloud platform or mobile app disappears the moment the parent corporation decides support is over. GE Appliances belongs to Haier in China. Frigidaire belongs to Electrolux in Sweden. Weber, the company that buried June, went private during 2023. Tavala operates as a venture-backed company in Chicago. Revolution Cooking came out of Silicon Valley startup culture. On every one of these brands, the founder's family name disappeared from the ownership table long ago. Now come the 6 machines I would purchase immediately. The first is the Vitamix 5200. Retail price, $500 direct from the manufacturer. Vitamix began in 1921 under William Grover Barnard, a traveling kitchen appliance salesman from Illinois. The Barnard family relocated to Cleveland during the 1930s, then moved again to Olmsted Township outside Cleveland in 1948. And the company has remained there ever since. Jody Berg, the great-granddaughter of Barnard, became president in 2009 and chief executive officer in 2011. 4 generations of the same family still hold operational control. The 5200 is the same blender used inside smoothie shops everywhere. 2 horsepower, hardened stainless steel blades, a variable speed control adjusted by hand. The motor carries a rating for 7 years of continuous operation and comes backed by a 7-year complete warranty covering parts, labor, and 2-way shipping. The newer Ascent line includes a touchscreen. Skip the Ascent series. The manual dial 5200 is the correct choice. Expected service life ranges from 15 to 25 years. Next is the Anker's Rum Original Stand Mixer, priced around $800. The Anker's Rum name comes from the small Swedish town where the factory operates. Population, roughly 2,000. The Assistant Mixer launched in 1940. Manufacturing moved into the town of Ankersrum during 1969. Since then, the aluminum parts and motor assemblies have continued to be cast and built in that same facility. Electrolux sold the rights in 2001 to a Swedish investment group named AB Traction. Since that sale, the business has operated independently in Sweden. The Ankarsrum design works opposite nearly every stand mixer sold today. The bowl rotates, while the dough hook stays stationary. A roller and scraper remain fixed inside while the bowl turns beneath them. The motor sits inside the base, separated from flour dust and heat. KitchenAid spent the last 20 years reducing the quality of the gearbox mounted in the mixer head. In a KitchenAid, the motor sits only inches above the bowl, and the gearbox overheats under heavy load. The Ankarsrum layout fixes that issue by placing the motor below the dough instead of above it. A neighbor brought hers over last fall while I was preparing rolls for a holiday dinner. 6 pounds of dough sat inside the bowl. The motor tone never changed. The mixer operated for 40 minutes straight, and when she unplugged it, the housing still felt cold. 7-year warranty. Lifespan reaches 30 years or more. On a 30-year-old Ankarsrum, the power cord is usually the only component that ever needs replacement. If you want someone walking the kitchen aisle for you, subscribe. The warranty card is what I read, so you do not waste the trip. Then comes the Technivorm Maca-Master. Price, $350. Technivorm started in 1964. The factory has remained in Amerongen, a town with about 7,000 residents in the central Netherlands since 1967. The founder was engineer Gerard Clement Smit. He came from a metallurgy background and wanted brewing water to maintain the proper temperature during every cycle. Because of that, he built the heating element using solid copper. The company still runs as a family business from the same Amerongen plant. Every Maca-Master currently on store shelves is assembled by hand in that building. One technician builds one brewer at a time. Before packaging, the technician signs the underside of the machine with initials. The brewer is certified by the Specialty Coffee Association. It brews between 196 and 205 degrees Fahrenheit and maintains that range through the entire process. One switch on the front, up or down. The carafe comes in glass or stainless steel. 2 choices, nothing else. The machine pours coffee into the pot. The pot keeps coffee warm. That is the complete assignment. 5-year warranty. Life expectancy runs from 10 to 20 years. The copper heating element survives, where aluminum elements corrode, which is usually the failure point killing most drip brewers around year 4. Then comes the Dualic Classic 2-slice toaster at $330. Dualit began in 1945 in Crawley, founded by Austrian refugee engineer Max Gort-Barton. He originally manufactured industrial fire extinguishers before shifting into commercial toasters capable of handling the breakfast rush in English cafes after rationing ended. The Gort-Barton family still owns the company 80 years later. Every classic toaster is assembled by hand in Crawley. The bottom plate of each unit carries the initials of the technician who built it. Roughly 20 technicians work the production line. Each stamps personal initials onto the machines, and those same initials remain visible underneath the toaster sitting on your kitchen counter. The heating components are called pro-heat elements. They're attached into a stainless steel frame with screws. Not glue, not welds. When one burns out 15 or 20 years later, you order a replacement element from Dualit, remove the old piece, and install the new one yourself. A toaster built for owner repair. There's no automatic pop-up system. A mechanical timer sits inside a chrome housing on the front panel. You turn the dial and hear the ticking begin. When the timer reaches 0, a side lever must be pushed manually to release the toast. You decide when the bread is finished. The toaster waits for your signal. I bought one for my mother-in-law years ago. That toaster stayed on her counter through 3 Christmas seasons, 2 grandchildren, and 1 full kitchen remodel. Last year, she moved into a smaller home and passed it down to my sister. The only repair required was a replacement element. The toaster is older than 2 of the grandchildren it once fed. Expected lifespan reaches 25 years with replacement parts, even longer if the replacements continue. Next comes the Bamix immersion blender, priced around $250. Bamix immersion blender is the product. ESGE AG is the manufacturer. A Swiss engineer named Roger Perrin-Case patented the concept in 1950. Since 1960, the Bamix has been manufactured in one factory located in Mettlen, a Swiss village inside the canton of Thurgau, more than 60 years inside the same building. ESGE AG remains privately owned in Switzerland. The Bamix design centers around a solid stainless steel shaft, one continuous piece of metal running from the motor, housing down to the blade. The motor sits sealed above the shaft. The power switch is a mechanical 2-speed paddle mounted on the handle. Low and high, each unit ships with 3 blade attachments that screw directly onto the shaft base. Most immersion blenders sold today rely on plastic shafts wrapped in chrome-colored coatings to imitate metal. After around 4 years of dishwasher use, the plastic weakens and snaps where the shaft joins the motor body. The Bamix shaft is solid stainless steel. Dishwasher cycles only polish it brighter. Expected lifespan runs between 20 and 25 years. 2-year warranty inside the United States, 10-year warranty in Switzerland. The existence of 2 different warranty periods on the same machine tells you exactly which country understands what it built. Then comes the Chef's Choice Waffle Pro, priced around $130. Chef's Choice is the brand name. Edgecraft Corporation is the company behind it. Edgecraft has produced electric knife sharpeners, electric kettles, and waffle irons from a single factory in Avondale since 1985. Daniel Friel Sr. founded the business. The Friel family still owns it 40 years later, 3 product categories. That is the complete Edgecraft catalog. A company producing only 3 products and building those same items since the Reagan administration. The Waffle Pro is a square Belgian waffle iron divided into 4 sections with a cast aluminum cooking surface. A mechanical browning dial on the front controls the color setting. When the waffle finishes, a buzzer sounds, the power cord plugs into the wall, and the wall is the only thing the appliance ever communicates with. Sunday morning waffles. Mechanical dial. That same buzzer has echoed through my kitchen for more years than I can remember. Expected lifespan, 15 to 20 years. The 6 dependable machines are the Vitamix 5200, Anchor's Rum Original, Technivorm Maca Master, Dualit Classic, Bamix, and Chef's Choice Waffle Pro. A dial, a switch, a lever, a paddle built into the handle, nothing for the manufacturer to shut down later, nothing depending on a cloud server. Every cord goes directly to the outlet, and the outlet is the only connection these appliances will ever need. 5 of the 6 are still produced in factories that have built the same product line for more than 50 years. Vitamix since 1921, Ankar's Rum since 1940, Dualit since 1945, Bamix since 1950, Technivorm since 1964. Chef's Choice is the newest of the group, still operating from the same Pennsylvania factory since 1985. 4 of the 6 remain controlled by the founders' families today. The Barnards at Vitamix, the Smits at Technivorm, the Gort-Bartons at Dualit. The Friels at Chef's Choice. The remaining 2, Bamix and Anker's Rum, stay privately held in Switzerland and Sweden, continuing to produce the same machines in the same factories for more than 60 years and more than 50 years. 6 private ownership tables, 2 continents, 0 quarterly earnings calls. The numbers tell the story. The 4 appliances I would never buy total around $1,500 altogether. $400 for the Opal on clearance, $350 for the Tavala, $200 for the Cafe coffee maker, $350 for the Revolution toaster. Average lifespan, 3 years. 1,500 spread across 3 years equals $500 each year. The 6 appliances worth owning total, around $2,400 combined. $500 for the Vitamix, $800 for the Encar's Rum, $350 for the Moccamaster, $330 for the Dualit, $250 for the Bamix, $130 for the Chef's Choice. Average lifespan, 20 years. 2,400 across 20 years equals $120 yearly. $120 per year for the 6 durable machines, $500 yearly for the 4 disposable ones. The appliances I avoid cost more than 4 times as much each year compared to the ones worth buying. The expensive appliance is actually the cheap one, and the cheap appliance becomes the expensive one. The Vitamix sitting on my counter has been running for 18 years. The dial clicks softer now than when I first brought it home. The blade has been sharpened twice. Smoothies in the morning, soup at night. Gazpacho every August. It costs less than 1 payment on the smart appliance financing plan another woman in my zip code is paying this month. The Moccamaster beside it has brewed coffee for my husband for nearly 10 years. On cold January mornings, the copper element still warms my hand exactly the way it did when we first opened the box. The same carafe remains in service. The front switch still snaps with the same feel. Only one part has been replaced in 10 years, a rubber gasket. $2 through the mail. The Bamix inside my utensil drawer has prepared soup, salad dressing, and baby food since my youngest child was little. The stainless shaft has scratched a few pots over the years. The motor tone never changed. It handles Tuesday soup nights, Saturday pesto, and everything else dropped into the pot between those meals. The warranty card still sits untouched somewhere in a kitchen drawer. 4 appliances from the kitchen aisle will reach the trash within 3 years. 6 others have stayed running across 2 decades. The 4 answer to corporate boards, quarterly earnings calls, and app servers hidden inside office buildings most people will never enter. The 6 answer only to the wall outlet and the person turning the dial. That is the entire difference between both lists. The kitchen aisle never points it out. The price tag never says it. The warranty card whispers it quietly in a line of fine print most people walk past without reading. If you still read the warranty card before buying, you already understand the difference. Please leave your thoughts about this content in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.